Welcome back to the 4. For farmers across northern Michigan, these summer days are so important for growing and harvesting. With sayings like knee-high by the 4th of July, when it comes to corn, these weeks are vital. And Andrea Bushre from NanBop Farm joins us now to talk about these important days down on the farm. Thanks for joining us, Andrea. So what are we doing to kind of just get a little bit of a jump start on this very important time for crops?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're just doing a lot of direct seeding. We have a lot of our crops like our broccoli and cauliflower, all of our field tomatoes, peppers, all of that stuff is kind of established and just kind of getting a little bit bigger. Zucchini will be coming on in the next week or so.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got little baby ones right now.
Oh, little baby zucchinis.
Yeah, and those are our baby cucumbers. So we're just started harvesting those. And so, man, I make some funny faces when I'm joking.
Now, is this a time of year, because I know this is a great time for harvesting, for growth.
Yeah.
But is this a good time to be planting as well?
It is and it isn't. So in about a month or so is when you're going to start planting for fall.
Okay.
So all of our second successions of broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, all of that stuff, that'll be going in a month or so.
Okay.
Because it takes a good while for that stuff to start really getting established.
That makes sense.
And so by the time we're planting the fall crop, we're actually harvesting all of our spring crops and summer crops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you keep track of this process? Do you have a grid in your office that says, okay, corn 2 to 4 weeks, zucchini 3 to 7 weeks, so you know when to check it? Because with so much going on down on the farm, I wouldn't be able to keep this straight.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't.
We do our best, okay?
We have a crop plan.
Okay,
and so
nice.
I spend all of the winter kind of doing the crop plan. So I know about how much we're going to be growing or what our space is.
Okay.
And then I know kind of what we want to grow according to what our clientele is. So this year we have CSAs, farmers markets. And so I want to grow kind of a wide variety of things.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I know I want to grow a wide variety of things, but I also know our CSA is roughly 40 people. So I know how much of things that I need to grow. And then from there, I know how many beds of things that I need to grow and how often I need to be growing them. So really I spend all winter designing the farm and how the season's going to go.
Smart, yeah.
So that,
when it's happening, you're not okay, let me adjust this plan. You
Correct.
have A, B, and C all planned out, ready to rock.
We still adjust, right? It's
gonna
northern
be.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Right? We had 3 inches of rain over just the weekend. And so sometimes you direct seed things and then it gets washed out, or you have 90-degree weather weeks and you plan to plant and you can't plant. So you still have a plan, but you still have to be able to be flexible.
The best laid plans of mice and men. Yep. we do what we want. We do what we can. But when Mother Nature says, yeah, sorry, no.
Yep.
That's,
we live
that's
in
what's
Michigan,
going to happen.
so
Exactly.
you never know what's going to happen.
It's a little bit of the give and take. You never know what's going to happen, really. But also, we can grow almost everything up here, I've learned, outside of potentially, things like citrus that require the real humid tropical climates. Now, has anything surprised you about NanBop and the land there? Just any crop that is done better than you expected?
Better than I mean, our snap peas have done really well, which I didn't really expect. Which just for us, it grows really well here. But I don't know, our potatoes are doing really well. They don't have any beetles on them yet.
Hey, we all love beetle-free potatoes.
Yeah, I think we're just in the harmonious first couple years of the farm when the pests haven't quite found where our crops are.
They haven't discovered you yet.
Yeah, so we're honestly, everything that we're growing is doing really well, which you don't expect. You expect a certain percentage of loss due to weather or different pests getting at them. because we have dogs, we haven't had issues with like bunnies eating all of our crops as well. We do have issues with the dogs eating the crops sometimes.
Gino, Enzo, stop eating those plants. Now, we have less than a minute, Andrea, so I want to touch really quickly on the pest issue, because I'm sure a lot of people deal with that with their own gardens. What are you doing now and in the coming years to kind of mitigate them discovering NanBop Farm?
Yeah, so we know they're going to discover us, but essentially all we're trying to do is build like a native habitat for them. So we went from just having one kind of grass, and now we're building like wildflower like habitats throughout the farm. We're introducing ladybugs and lacewings and honeybees to kind of attract beneficial insects, so that when the bad ones come, you know, nature kind of cancels itself out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And by providing that, hopefully those bad insects will go towards, you know, the flowers and stuff and stay away from our crops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Andrea, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us this wonderful bit of insight. We know you are incredibly busy this time of year. Now, if you'd like to follow Farm Director Andrea Bushre and the locally owned and operated NanBop Farm, they have a Facebook page and Instagram at NanBop Farm. It's also a great way to connect with Andrea about becoming a member of our CSA program. NanBop posts frequently all about their events and what's growing on the farm. If you'd like to reach out to them with any questions, their email is info@NanBop Farm.